This is Spanish 4, Personal and Public Identity, Vocab 51 through 55. 51. To measure is medir. Now be careful. This is a boot verb or a stem changing verb. This E is going to turn into I in all forms except the we form. So I measure is mido. You friend measure is mides. Okay? Now, how are you going to remember that medir is to measure? Well, your dad could say to you, hey, why don't you help me measure the board? Or why don't you help me measure the piece of wood? So medir is to measure is medir. Now, measurements is medias. Mr. Holt, the word media sounds really familiar. Right. Media can mean several things. It can mean stocking. It can also mean middle or half past. Okay? Think about it. Son las 2:30 can be translated 2:30 or half past 2. So media can mean middle or stockings, and it can also mean measurements. So you and your friend could be trying to make a bookshelf out of some old scraps of wood. And he could say to you, hey, why don't you tell me the measurements as you figure them out? Why don't you tell me the measurements as you figure them out? So medias, measurements. Now in English you say, I am 5 feet 9 inches tall. But in Spanish you say, I measure 5 feet and 9 inches of height. That bothered me. In English we don't say, I am 5 feet 9 inches of height. But in Spanish you say, I measure 5 feet and 9 inches of height, which is strange, okay? But that's what they do. I put it in red so you'd notice. Now, obviously, pie is foot. Mis pies son grandes. My feet are big. But pie can also mean foot as far as a length of measurement, like I am 5 feet tall. Now, the hard word here is pulgadas. How are we going to remember that pulgadas is inches? Well, let's say you're measuring something and you're not sure, you want to measure something and you're not sure how long it is. So you say to your sister, hey, why don't you pull out a ruler? I got to see how many inches long this board is. Or why don't you pull out a tape measure? I got to see how many inches long this length of cord is. So pulgada is inch and pulgadas is inches. Now, everybody say peso. Peso is a coin in Mexico, like in America we have dollars, in Mexico they have pesos. But peso can also mean I weigh. So in Spanish, I weigh 120 pounds is yo peso 120 libras. Hold on, Mr. Holt. How are we going to remember that libra is pound and libras is pounds? Well, everybody say libro. Libro. Libro is book. Like yo tengo dos libros. I have 2 books. Well, check this out. My book weighs about a pound. Say that. My book weighs about a pound. My libro, my book, weighs about a libra, a pound. Now, Chilean, obviously a man who's born in Chile, okay? Now, you see the word Chile, like the country Chile, and the word no. So somebody says, hey, are you from Chile? And am I from Chile? No, I'm an American. So chileno is Chilean. A man born in Chile, or Chile. All right, if you want, you can take a post quiz, look at the English, and either say the Spanish equivalents out loud, or even better, write them down on a sheet of paper. This has been Spanish 4, PPI, Vocab 51 through 55.